So, welcome to NEAAT's Coaches Forum. We're glad to have you here today, and we've got some of our fine educators from NEAT with us who will share their thoughts on our school and what classes look like with us. So, let's introduce some of our panel. So, today we have Joseph Persico. Persico, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, I teach eighth grade science. I really enjoy eighth grade science a lot. It's my favorite curriculum out of all the science.
Coach Cahoon.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Cahoon. I teach 8th grade math and Math 1 at NEAT. This was my first year at NEAT. I have enjoyed it greatly.
All right, Coach Sproul.
Hi, I'm Coach Sproul. I teach high school social studies. This is my 4th year at NEAT, and I love it.
Coach Rady.
Hi, my name is Coach Rady, and I teach exceptional children from middle school. This is my 2nd year at NEAT, and I love it as well.
All right, Coach Kerber, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Coach Kerber. I've been at NEAT. This is my 4th year at NEAT, and I teach English 2 and English 3.
All right, Coach Spence.
Hi, everyone. My name is Coach Spence. I teach high school robotics and computer programming classes. I'm ending my 4th year here at NEAT and going into my 5th year. And NEAT is probably one of my favorite places to be.
Awesome. Coach McPherson.
Hi, my name is Coach Tamika Keys McPherson, and this is my first year at NEAT, and I am middle school and high school coding teacher. I can't tell you how much I love being at this school. It's just a great place to be.
And we love having you. Coach Worrell, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm TJ Worrell. I'm the principal of NEAT. This is my 2nd year or ending my 2nd year as principal of NEAT, and it's been a pleasure to be a part of this team.
And I'm Coach Deborah West, and I teach NASA Biotech for middle school and digital media for high school, and I'll be your facilitator for today's session. So let's get started. The best thing about coaching at NEAT. Which coach would like to take that one first?
So the one thing, especially being an English teacher at NEAT, I love the freedom to be able to see who my kids are and then choose stories and text to integrate into the curriculum that really connects with them and connects with what they're learning in other classes. So it allows for a lot more collaboration than I've seen in other schools that I've observed at or student taught at. That was never an option. So at NEAT, you have that option to personalize the curriculum for your students so that they can demonstrate those standards, but in a way that they're passionate about versus I just have to do this.
I kind of was going to say the same thing that Coach Kerber said, except for I like the freedom to be able to teach the way I like, as well as the way the students like, because when you're restricted in the way that you can teach, the teacher isn't as engaged. So being able to teach the way I want to makes me a better teacher. And
a teacher who wants to teach has a happier classroom.
To piggyback off what they said, I like the flexibility at NEAT inside the classroom of it's not the same drill math class that you normally have. It's more integrated with technology and projects and different things that the kids have hands-on access to.
Well, you guys mentioned the differences in the classrooms and that flexibility. So what are some of the things that you do that would be very flexible that students might experience? What might that NEAT student experience differently in your classroom than they may have experienced before?
I think that for me, it's the level of voice and choice that students have in the classroom. You know, when I develop my projects, there's always an opportunity for the student to choose their path. So, you know, the basic outline is there and the basic topic is there, but within that, they have a lot of leeway to do things the way that they want to do it, and even to prove their learning the way that they want to prove it. They even get to in some respects, create their own assessment. So I think there's a lot of ownership that comes from that for the students, and they're more engaged in it because they are choosing their path.
I'll have to piggyback on exactly what Coach Sproul said. I completely agree with that. Students here are truly at the center. The focus is on the students, and it's a real family atmosphere here. So that helps us to give them that world-class STEM education that we promised them.
You mentioned a family atmosphere. So building relationships with students sounds like something that you guys do a lot. What are some of the ways that you build those relationships with the students and the families?
Well, in my high school class, we have real talk. So we'll have a roundtable discussion and we'll talk either on one of our lessons or something that's going on. And I listen to the students. I listen to what they have to tell me and how it relates to their education. So we talk like whatever's going on, they express how they feel and how they would like things to go. So it's not just what I say, but everybody's opinion matters.
That's awesome in a classroom, especially with the age group of students that we reach.
I build relationships within the curriculum and talking about school, but I also love talking to the kids about hobbies. I mean, I'm a kid at heart. We talk about video games. We talk about playing outside. I mean, you got to connect to the kids where they are too, not just school.
Yes. So the first week of school, my kids did a couple breakout activities where I got to know them and they got to know me. So it was centered around interest and who they were and where they came from. So learning about, since we do serve 8 different counties, learning about where they come from and what their background is really, really important.
I just want to say that here at NEAAT, the coaches and the students, we're all a big family. And we're very supportive of one another, and we help each other through just the day-to-day stuff.
When you talk about family engagement, we spend a lot of time surveying parents and having parents come in and talk to us about what's working and what's not, especially in our current situation with the remote learning going on for an extended period of time. We've taken feedback from parents on multiple occasions and students to make adjustments to best meet their needs. We also have family events throughout the school year to try to get parents on our campus. We encourage parents to volunteer in our classrooms, and just if a parent wants to visit their child in the classroom, we are very accommodating to allow that to happen.
I find every day that when I'm reading their exit tickets for the class, that I'm impressed with the ideas they have for lessons and ideas that they'd like to add on to. And so I've been incorporating those into my lessons each day as they make suggestions. And I've been getting emails back, you used my idea. Well, of course I did. It was a great one. So yes, I agree with you 100% on that. What would daily instruction do differently that these kids would notice during the course of a day? Not just how we plan our curriculum, but maybe in how they move or schedule or just what they see.
So I think one of the main things, especially as we transition to our new facility at Southgate Mall, that the whole building is designed so that learning can take place anywhere. So whereas we may have, we really encourage our coaches to have students work in small groups and teams. Those small groups can go to any part of the building and do those work. They'll have access to technology at any part of the building, but while also being supervised by an adult to ensure that learning is taking place. But we really focus on learning anytime, any place. So whether that's, for example, we had a remote learning opportunity where we had the middle grades go. One group went to Manio to the aquarium. One group went to aquatic center there at in Wanchese, and then another group had gone to another location to do on-site learning within the community. That's a big key that we try to put in place for our students. So learning is not just about sitting in a row in a classroom. It's about wherever you are.
And being comfortable to learn is an important thing. So having that freedom to move, have some choice, that's a great thing, especially after we come back from this extended RLP where we've had so much freedom.
So I know one thing I can speak from my classroom, kids often say is different, is typically they're thinking in an English classroom, we're going to come in, we're going to read a story, we're going to talk about the story. And kids that are not interested in English are like, man, this is going to be boring. But really when they walk into my classroom, that's incorporated to some degree, but really kids are in a workplace environment. So they're put into teams, they have deliverables, and the reading analysis comes from, you've got to accomplish this deliverable, but in order to reach that end goal, you need to read this story, you need to read this article, talk about it with your team, and then work as a team to create this deliverable. And I'm going to provide you the resources and be available as a resource myself, but I'm not here as a dictator to tell you this is how you have to do it and how it's going to be done, or this is how you have to interpret the story. You're going to be defending your ideas and coming as a team to defend the team's idea through whatever product they think best demonstrates that.
Well, you bring up a good question. So, what are the classroom expectations and the school-wide expectation of students who become a part of our NEAT family?
I think for the high school team, we talk a lot about students coming into the class and being expected to not simply go along and get along, but to master what they're doing. So I think there's an expectation of excellence. From the very first time I walked in the doors at NEAT, I was told this is going to be a world-class institution of learning for everyone. And we really take that whole idea of world-class to heart. Our students, I think many of them take that to heart, and they want to go out and do the very best that they can. So I think the expectation is that you're going to give everything that you've got every day, and we're not going to water things down for you. We want you to achieve your personal best, whatever that is.
And that goes along with the whole reason we're called instructional coaches instead of being called teachers, right? It's more of a coaching philosophy. You've got to jump in and play the game before the coach can give you tips and tricks on how to improve your performance. And I think that's one of the biggest expectations that we have, is that everybody who walks through the door is willing to try and willing to communicate and work with the coaches, because the coaches are willing to work with students. Would you agree?
I think one of the biggest expectations at NEAT is the ability to work in a team, not just work in a group. We try to impress upon our students that when they grow up and have a job, they're going to be expected to work in these teams, and they need to get used to that process now. So we don't just assign group work, we make teams, and those teams are expected to complete a task at hand, whether or not they get along.
Very true.
I think also an expectation is, along with the teaming, is to expect to be challenged. Not everything is going to be easy for everyone, but your coaches are there to support you and help you. But I think the challenging part is really big at NEAT, because we put you in situations that you're not used to and challenge you academically.
All right. Well, we've had quite a few questions already. Are there any other bits of knowledge or information you think that an incoming student or parent would want to know about NEAT?
So I know a lot of our questions stem around our new facility, and is it going to be ready in the time for school? So as of the recording of this forum, it will be ready when we start the school year. We are scheduled to start school the last week of August. So we plan on having Summer Bridge the week of August 3rd for our new students, new 5th and 6th graders, and other new students who are accepted as part of the lottery. So we are well positioned to be able to start school in our new building on time.
Summer Bridge, for those who may not know, is our incoming orientation program where the students who are coming into the school get a chance to meet all of their coaches, learn about the way we do things, make new friends, and just get adjusted to life at NEAT a little bit before the school year starts. And students who participate in that program have shown great success and lots of happiness in the first couple of weeks of school that are usually terrifying for a student starting in a new place.
I would agree, and I'd also say that it helps give you a head start on developing relationships with your coaches and with other students.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say, Coach Rady. I love Summer Bridge. It's one of the most exciting times because a lot of our students get to excel by becoming student ambassadors and introducing the new kids to the way we do things at NEAT, and we'll get to meet the new students and form those relationships and those bonds with them before the school year starts. So when they start the school year, it's not a scary time. They have students that they've met and they're familiar with, and they have coaches that they've already built these relationships with, and it is such an awesome time.
Yeah, Summer Bridge has a summer camp feel, and it just feels really good when you start that week back to school and you already know people. It's just a nice feeling overall. All right, well, I think that about does it. Are there any final remarks, Coach Worrell?
No, I think you've done a great job, coaches. Thank you for taking part in this. And I know many of our parents may still have questions after they see this. So feel free to reach out to the school. You can go to www.northeastacademy.org to find our contact information. And feel free to reach out to myself or anybody on our team to answer your questions.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.